announcement has been paid for by the nWBro's podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Blade, Big Kev, and California. It's the nWBro's podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the nWBro's podcast here for episode 20, Bischoff's Deal with the Devil. I'm one of your hosts here, California. Great to be with you all once again. And, of course, my esteemed co-host once, as per usual, the one and only Blade. How you doing?
Good, my friend. Good. It's good to be back with the boys. I'm looking forward to talking about this episode. There was quite a few interesting moments.
Definitely. I can't wait to get into it. And, of course, big sexy Kevin Curran. How you going, Big Kev?
Going on. I have to say, Blade, your beard is looking magnificent tonight. it's added a bit of length. It's looking very good.
Yeah, it's funny looking at the sort of timeline of like you can tell when I've been to the barbers because the beard goes right down and then it's in full growth at the moment.
Epic beard.
Thank you, my friend.
I was going to say, actually, I thought Blade's hair looked quite nice too.
Looking good.
Pomade, uppercut. It cost me
Really?
$30 a tin. It's absolutely fucked. But it's good. I think it looks good. It works.
Right, you look like a news presenter.
Maybe I'm channeling a bit of Eric Bischoff, you know?
That's exactly it. Well, boys, okay, we're at episode 20 here. So this is a pretty big moment here for us. So we've got
Milestone.
20 episodes. Yeah. It's one of the first of many, I hope. So this episode, you know, there's going to be something about Eric Bischoff here that we're going to jump into, but that's what brings me to the question for this episode here, getting to know the nWBro's. This will be favorite Eric Bischoff moment in the history of his time in pro wrestling. Blade, what's your choice here?
I feel like this is I'm going to give you a softball answer because, like, for me, obviously, a lot of my experiences now are like watching him as we're doing the podcast. So, like, my actual initial introduction to Eric was when he showed back up in WWE, like in the early 2000s. And, like, I found it quite interesting having, like, the limited context and knowledge that I did at that point in time. Because I was like, oh, this is huge. Like, he's going to come in and he's going to stir shit up. And, like, that's kind of what happened to a degree. So, yeah, I always thought it was cool, like, that they kept those elements even after the invasion finish. You know, you had Rick show up and you had, you know, the NWO and you had Eric. So yeah, that was probably my favorite moment, was that initial Vince interruption moment.
Right, very nice. How about you, Big Kev?
I hate to double up, but yeah, the moment he showed up on Raw, like, you never ever thought that would happen. Like, you know, watching, like, in context before and watching the Monday Night Wars, like, him to turn up in that show was like, wow. Like, so yeah, that moment was pretty special. But just in general, like, I think Bischoff as a character and a talker, I don't think he gets enough credit as a talker, because I'd put him up there as one of the best. I think he's, you know, like Paul Heyman gets a lot of credit as the great talker, but I feel like Bischoff's better than him. I think he's got more substance to his promos, and they don't seem sound all the same to me. But yeah, I don't think Bischoff gets enough credit for his character work and his promos.
Very good. Okay, well, those are your both of your choices there, guys. One I'm going to is it's from 1999, and I'm sure we'll get to it when we get to it. But I'm not really spoiling too much here. It's just a segment that took place. Eric Bischoff had at that stage lost the presidency of WCW. So now he was just a regular worker for WCW, and Ric Flair was the president, and Ric Flair put him to work with the ring crew. So there was throughout the show, this episode of Nitro, they kept cutting back to what happened when Eric Bischoff had to help out the ring crew. And, you know, I'm not going to give too much away about what happened, but let's just say it was really funny how fucking, like, just crabby Eric was, and having to, like, he had to take direction from, like, the leader of the ring crew, who's like this old bloke with a beard, and he was just like, Eric was like a petulant child. It was, to me, that's like my favorite Eric Bischoff moment, were those segments on that show.
Bischoff wasn't afraid to show a bit of ass, as they say, to get
Yeah.
made fun of, or a lot of things happen. Would he go into a dumpster or something in WWE? So yeah,
Yeah.
he did all that stuff. He wasn't afraid to show a bit of ass, as they say.
Yeah, that's what's great about him. And this episode we'll see what's great about him here too, because it's Bischoff's Deal with the Devil, episode 20 here with the nWBro's. We're starting off WCW Nitro, 11th of November, 1996, at the Bayfront Center in St. Petersburg. Sold out, 3,800 fans. I actually do have an interesting factoid about the Bayfront Center. So it was demolished in 2004. The Tampa Bay Thrillers of the Continental Basketball Association played in this arena, and they won the CBA title in 1985. But because of an apparent rent and lease dispute, they moved to Tampa the following year and won another title. With a new owner at the helm, they returned to the Bayfront Center for their third season. Attendance sagged to as few as 295 fans, so the franchise relocated to Rapid City, South Dakota at the end of that season and won that year's CBA title for an unusual three-peat. Isn't that mental?
Yeah, that's wild.
So much like fucking craziness going on behind the scenes, yet they still won the championship 3 years
They were focused.
Anyway, let's get on to the ratings here, boys. Okay, this episode of Nitro here on November 11th, a 3.7. And for Monday Night Raw, a 2.5. So things are still in WCW's favor. Let's crack on with it. Tony and Larry talking about Eric Bischoff trying to sign Hogan versus Piper. And of course, they show some highlights of a Jeff Jarrett interview. Because we didn't have it wasn't bad enough that we had to sit through 4 of them. Now we have to see a replay of one of them. That's brilliant, guys. But I left that replay of the interview just to annoy you too. So let's start with you here, Blade. What did you think of the open?
Yeah, so covering Sting's whereabouts, the Hogan and Piper stuff that's sort of being ongoing. I think it's always I like that there's just a consistent through line that this is what we can sort of expect, and they're always going to run down the recap of the week prior. And an early Blades fashion tip is that I loved Larry in the Hawaiian shirt. He looks like he's about to head off to Hawaii straight after the show, head down to the luau on the beach. Yeah, it was a vibe. I dug it.
Kev, what did you have to say about the open of the show?
Yeah, Larry again is questioning Sting again. He's testicular fortitude. I was like, Larry, shut up! You're killing it here. And announced the ladies tournament here, right?
Yes.
And did we get? You said it was a replay of Jeff Jarrett. I thought we get a fresh one here. Am I wrong?
Well, I'm pretty sure it was a replay. Wasn't it? No.
Well, let's be honest. They're all the fucking same, so it's really hard to tell.
Yeah, no, it was a replay from the one
okay, cool.
This week. Yeah.
See, I didn't even know. I missed this the first time around. Jarrett used the word flunkies. I like that. It's a real old school word. Let's add that to floozy and toots. All right, let's add that word into that old school lingo we're going to be using from now on.
Yeah, and doughboy.
Doughboy, yeah.
Well, let's move forward. Jeff Jarrett, Chris Benoit is the first matchup here that we're looking at. Jimmy Jett, referee Jimmy Jett, is back in WCW. I don't know if you guys remember when we watched Hog Wild and that referee really
August
fucked
the 10th,
up.
brother.
August 10th, brother.
Yes. They really fucked up the match with Medusa and Bull Nakano. Well, Jimmy Jett's back, which is really uninteresting. But so we got the technical classic here on the show, guys. And of course, Sting waltzes in and lays Jeff Jarrett out. And I was like, oh, I bet Blade and Kev will fucking love that. Kev, what did you think of this segment here?
Yeah, there's a couple of things here. How shit is Jeff Jarrett's music? It's fucking, it's so obnoxious. I love there's a kid, he looks like so bored. He's got his hands over his ears, covering up his ears. He doesn't want to hear this shit. I heard a ho 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 coming when he's coming down the aisle when he's doing this. He's like, ho ho, yeah, I heard that.
Fucking hell, man.
We had a little promo from Taskmaster during the match on the little screen. This is kind of funny. Taskmaster said to referring to Benoit, said, "Do you know that burning sensation that you have?" I'm like, well, I know you both shagged the same woman. Burning sensation. You see what's going on here?
There's no way.
No, but he started off like that, and I was like, "What?
Okay.
You know, burning? You got a burning sensation? You know, like insinuating maybe woman's like got gonorrhea or something. I don't know." Yeah, so we're continuing with the lines getting kind of blurred here with Benoit and Sullivan, with the reality sort of seeping into this storyline.
Yeah.
I mean, I put in my notes as well. It says we give him Jeff Jarrett shit every week, but fuck, he's a pretty crisp pro wrestler. Let's be honest. Like,
yeah,
he's very technically sound in the ring. But yeah, it was pretty cool to see Sting fucking lay him out though.
Yeah. You know, if it wasn't for Jeff Jarrett's outfit, theme song, interviews, maybe we'd like him a bit more.
Yeah, it's very hard for him to be a baby face when he's got so many like heelish kind of qualities to him. It's like, yeah, it's like sticking a freaking wrong, you know, what's a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah. Blade, what did you think here?
Yeah, I mean, off the top, like, I felt that this was kind of really the first time that they sort of moved towards addressing some of the issues between like Jarrett and the Horsemen, with him like coming in, which was, you know, it's good to see that there's some results coming from that. I think this match we also found out that Jarrett and Giant are wrestling again at World War III. And then, yeah, I thought it was like a very, very tight match. You know, as we said, both very technically proficient. I have down Jarrett taunts with the regularity of someone who's trying to boost their like video game special meter. And just like, dude, for the love of God, like, you know, 1 or 2 a match, like, please. God damn it.
And the funny thing is, nowadays you don't see any of that anymore.
No.
No one. Who does it? No one.
I couldn't even think of anyone. No.
I gotta be honest, I was highly satisfied when Sting came in and dropped him with the Scorpion Death Drop. It actually popped me. I was like, thank the Lord. I was just like, yeah, my dislike for Jarrett has grown to a point where I found this quite satisfying.
Awesome.
A bit of stuff at the end of the match. Woman is sort of imploring Benoit to do the right thing. You know, while they don't know where Sting's allegiances lie, they know that Jarrett is WCW. I found it very funny. I think at some point, Woman is like, "We don't know who he is." I was like, I mean, it's Sting. We know it's Sting. Just a terrible choice of words. You know me. I'm a bit of a pedant. And then, yeah, there's sort of a bit of a argy-bargy between Benoit and Jarrett at the end. But they are separated. So be interested to see if they, you know, go back to that, perhaps after the Giant Jarrett thing is done.
Yep, fair enough. And also, I like the use of the words argy-bargy there, Blade.
Yeah, we're using old lingo tonight, you know? There's another one.
Bringing it back.
Argy-bargy. I haven't heard that in decades. Awesome. Okay, so here we go. We got a guy by the name of Ken McDade. And he's randomly running up to Tony and Larry at commentary, giving Tony a package. And it's a tape from 1992, apparently. Kev, what did you think?
Do we have any info on this character, this guy? Nothing.
No, I tried searching.
I knew you did. I knew you would have looked that up. So this video ends up being the Piper video later on. That's right.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, just a little, I guess a little hook for later, I guess. That's all I can sort of get out of it.
Yeah, Blade?
I thought it was done really well, actually. Like, just the way that they all sort of sold the whole thing. I was like, Oh wow, I can't actually tell if this is like a work or a shoot, which I really like. I just thought it was all well played by like Tony, Larry, the guy that came in the security. Like I thought that little segment just flowed nicely.
Yeah, it's just like you don't like when I take things way too literally with when it's something to do with wrestling. Like this guy seemed real desperate to get this tape to the commentary team. Like, was there no other way that he could do it? Did he have to? He's that desperate that he literally jumped the guardrail. He needs them to see this tape. It's that vital and important that they see this tape. And what it ends up being, it's like, it's not really, did you really need to go to that much length? Because look what I saw this one frame in this video. I've got to get it to Tony. I don't know. Taking it too literally. Ric Flair's Rehab, guys. Blade, what did you think of this beautiful segment here? The music and Dr. Andrews are explaining what's going on. What do you think, Blade?
Oh my God. So like Tony gets tongue-tied during this when he's trying to explain like the whole process, and he even stops at some point and then it's like, sorry. And then they cut to the package. I was just like, damn, very rare stumble for him. And I think just the double down of being like, oh, actually I fucked this. Very funny. I laughed throughout this entire thing because it was just the screen wipes, the music is just like so 90s. Every time Dr. Andrews said the word wrestling, I like laughed my ass off. I enjoyed it. It was ridiculous, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was great. Kev, what did you have to say about it?
Yeah, little update, little rotator cuffs his injury, and he's got 4 months out. But you notice with Flair, they've just sort of kept him on the show. He's not there every week, but he kind of just pops in and he's around. So I know that you won't get that pop when he's been away for so long. I think they prefer him being on the show, even if he's not wrestling, just to keep him active in that storyline, which is it seems to be working. I think. Does Mean Gene come at the end of this segment?
Yeah, Gene will be back doing the interview with DDP.
Yes, that's right, because that's not the same. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's a little quick thing here with Flair just to keep him on the show, I guess.
Yeah, it's just it was just popping me. It was just like so, yeah,
dated. Yeah.
Excuse me, sorry, my cherry Dr. Pepper has just got me. So guys, Gene is back. Gene is back. Interviewing DDP. Kev, how did you feel when you saw?
I'm very excited. I was very excited. I was like, oh, thank goodness. Kudos to the other guys that's filled in when he's not been there. But there's only one. There's only one goat, and that's Mean Gene.
Yeah,
he's just so fucking good. Like, yeah.
Blade, how did you feel?
I mean, yeah, seeing Gene back is great. And I love that he's just like straight back to business, hitting up DDP and asking about whether he's aligned with the NWO. I really like that they acknowledge that there was a past between the three of them. And I feel like you don't always see that in wrestling all the time. And something I think that they're starting to do a little bit more often as things have opened up with like the different companies and the collaborative sort of thing that they've got going on at the moment. But yeah, that was very, very cool. And I like that there's sort of, again, this blurring of kayfabe with like reference to the fact DDP lives 2 doors down from Eric Bischoff. And, they're like, well, you're pals with him. That's why we didn't ask you in and you don't get it, man. I really liked this setup. I thought it was cool. And I mean, the three of them are great. So I just enjoyed the interaction.
Yeah, cool. It's a nice little side storyline we got going on here. I thought it was funny, like as soon as Tony introduced Gene, without missing a beat, Gene's already been cheeky and said, Tony, great to be back. I must owe you money. Then yeah, we have the Outsiders come out. But yeah, the backing story that I was kind of hoping that they might have alluded to were the fact that both Vinny Vegas and the Diamond Stud were in DDP's stable, the Diamond Mine, from 1991 to 1992 with Scotty Flamingo, Raven, and the Freebirds. It's a little bit of a history lesson out there for
Pretty.
everyone.
That's a pretty cool faction.
Little, yeah. So yeah, this is DDP's chance to join the Black and White Express. I like that. And but he's not happy about being number 8.
No.
So that's, I don't really have anything else to add there, I think. Nope. Boys, even the website is being vandalized. WCWWrestling.com. I thought that was fucking like a very nice little tidbit here. Blade, what did you think?
Yeah, no, I
Are you laughing? Like, how did they do this?
Yeah, it was just sort of insane.
Kev.
I actually missed that bit what you just said. Then I had
Really?
I had WCWWrestling.com on my notes, but I don't know why I wrote that.
Anything.
No, but the NWO propaganda team came out as well. The same.
Yes,
sort of,
they did. Yes. So 6 of the Outsiders are in the house as well. They mentioned how the Outsiders and Hogan will be at the Cable Ace Awards.
Did you end up watching the link I sent of that?
No, because I thought I would wait. I'd wait for the next episode because it doesn't happen until after the second Nitro that we talk about here. So I thought we'd wait for next time.
Okay, cool.
I'm looking forward to seeing that, and it's cool that you found it, Kev.
That's what I do. Like that's why you paid me the big bucks.
Scott, I love
paid.
Scott's getting into it with Larry. I thought you'd be bigger. Been watching you since I was a kid. So rude. Kev, what did you think of this segment here?
Yeah, it seems to be some sort of ongoing thing now with I remember back when it was happening, but yeah, with Hole and Zbyszko, I'm sure that ends up happening a match at some point. Yeah, Hall mentions he wants to make it NWO Monday Nitro, so I can't remember if that happens or not. So that'll be interesting to see if that comes to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they're kind of like sort of throwing their weight around a little bit with the commentary team here.
Yeah, there's something that is said here that I really was tickled by. Blade.
Yeah, I actually, this whole segment made me laugh because you see Nash and Hall are antagonizing them, and Nash commenting on Larry's shirt goes, "Did you get a cup of soup with that?"
That's right.
And Schiavone clearly breaks at this and is like just crying with laughter, and trying to hide his face from the camera. And they double down. They're talking about it wanting to be NWO Nitro. He tells them to get in the soup line and sell their houses to get double wides. And I just loved even the end, Hall with the toothpick gimmick, and throwing it at Larry. And I'm like, it's just those like little bits, because I'm like, man, then it makes me want to see Larry just like clock him, it's kind of like how we feel about Nick Patrick in that sense. It's like you want to see the bad guy get their comeuppance, and that's that sort of just those little like breadcrumb things I really enjoy.
Very nice. Yeah, I thought Larry was selling like his clear like disapproval and anger toward them quite well. Yeah, Hall was plugging NWOWrestling.com, and soon I will be doing a little special for the channel on that. But yeah, again, I always, for years, I never understood what Kevin was saying. Like, hey Larry, it's a nice outfit you got on there. You get a cup of soup with that? And like, it used to confuse me. I'm like, I never understood that. So I had to like do some searching. Obviously it's a sarcastic insult disguised as a compliment. So clearly ChatGPT helped me with this. But for those who don't understand what the sentence means, it means the speaker is mocking Larry's outfit, implying it looks cheap or something someone would wear at a place that gives out free soup. Like a soup kitchen. So the cup of soup part is the classic punchline. It exaggerates how bad the outfit looks by suggesting it's something a broke or homeless person might get when handed donated clothes. But it's actually a reference to a line from Caddyshack where Rodney Dangerfield's character says almost the same thing to insult someone's golf outfit. That's a nice hat. Looks good on you, though. You get a free bowl of soup with that. So
it does not surprise me that Nash would be referencing Caddyshack either.
yeah, I bet everything he does is some sort of like deep cut reference to something. Like when he was screaming out Attica, and it's like from Dog Day Afternoon with Al Pacino. From a few months ago. Anyway, that's where I was going to ask about a Blade fashion tip, but you already kind of brought it up. So you definitely like the shirt, Blade.
When you are around, all things just keep getting better.
Yeah, which is funny now that I know the rip was actually about the shirt. I feel like my credibility is being undone by Nash here.
I find
funny, bro.
I find it very funny. Like Nash is making fun of Larry's shirt, and then it's like for Blade being the fashion guru of the show. It's like how dare Nash say anything about his clothing when episode maybe 4. Blade was hammering Nash about that bum bag he had and that tucked in shirt and the hat. Yeah, the fan of that. So how dare he? He's got no right to speak.
Someone's dad's jumped the guardrail.
Oh dear. So yes, Nash wasn't happy about the Saturday show either. But let's move forward here. Hour number 2. I want us to really keep a keen ear out, okay? Because especially throughout like what's going to happen at the pay-per-view, Bobby picks Dean Malenko to win World War III. Okay, guys?
Yeah.
So I want you guys to please, because sometimes I miss things. We got to keep track of how many people Bobby picks to win World War III. I guarantee he changes his mind like 10, 15 times. And Bobby thinks Sting is in the NWO. Kev, do you have anything here?
Regarding the Bobby's pick of
yeah, with Malenko and
it's almost like a joke, right?
it has to be.
Yeah.
Although I don't know how do you feel about it, Blade?
I laughed. I was like, that's his pick. I was like, I love Dean, and even I'm not that delusional.
Yeah, imagine that. Malenko versus Hogan. The world title. There's people out there that think it could have happened.
5-star wrestling
just
observer.
stick a manager with him like a mouthpiece, and you could no.
Yeah.
Gene is with Luger. Now Luger's hair is looking a bit flat. I think he just wrestled a match too, but I don't have any of that information down. So I thought Lex was doing his best there. You know, he made a mistake. He's sorry to Sting, all that. And I just like how they're taking their time with this and keeping questions in the air. Blade, what did you think of Luger's promo here?
You know what? I was actually pretty impressed.
I agree.
I thought this was the most articulate I've ever seen him. Yes, the cadence of his voice doesn't change. He's not the most enthusiastic man, and he does not have a lot of inflection, but I can't fucking talk because I also don't have a lot of inflection in my voice at the best of times. And he didn't stumble. Like, I thought this was actually a really solid Lex Luger promo. So yeah, color me impressed.
Very nice. How about you, Kev?
Yeah, I have to agree. I put my notes, good promo from Luger. Thought he had that sort of desperation in his voice. He just wanted to sting. He basically said like he can't carry WCW by himself, and I guess everything's getting a bit too hard for him. So yeah, I felt like he was a bit desperate here, and he just wanted his friend back, and he was sorry, I guess. So, yeah, it was good. I achieved what I needed to achieve, and I think he did a pretty good job here.
I agree. I thought it was quite good as well. And the other thing I wanted to say was, again, like I taking it too literally, like I just find it funny that the only opportunities Lex has to try and communicate with Sting is every Monday night. But the other 6 days of the week, is there no other possibility or opportunity to get in touch with him? As we've said before on the show, they both they owned a Gold's Gym.
I did like the line he called Sting like he's like the Phantom of the Opera. I thought that was a pretty good line to sort of put in the promo. So yeah, good job from Luger.
On your Lex. Lee Marshall was at a Nitro party in Florence, South Carolina, and mentioned that there was a Bobby Heenan lookalike contest. So that's the second slam now that Lee Marshall has given Bobby. Okay, so we got cutting into the next match here. Harlem Heat in control against the amazing French Canadians, excuse me. We have some activity in the back. The Nasty Boys have arrived. They're not allowed in. Doug Dillinger says no. We have a split screen of what's going on. They meet someone out the front of the arena. And whilst they cut away, I don't know what the hell's going on here, but Blade, what did you think of this?
Yeah, it was very interesting. I was like sort of going to ask for clarification about whether we were supposed to know who it was, because obviously with the footage we watch, it's much older, so it's kind of at times hard to make things out. But so it is. We're supposed to be unaware of who this person is currently.
Man, I'll tell you, look, the footage that I gave you guys that I watched, like, it was so pixelated I couldn't make it out. I even looked at footage elsewhere, which was like high definition, and you still couldn't. I'm pretty sure it was Booty Man.
Context: Booty Man and the Nasty Boys are mad at Hogan for fucking them over. And I know what you're thinking. Booty Man, Nasty Boys, sounds like a gay porn, doesn't it? Well, it's not. You perverted, deviant, sex-obsessed scum. Speaking of being perverted, where the fuck is the booty babe? I have been missing dat ass big time.
I'm pretty sure it was Ed Leslie, but again, like I couldn't. He was right on the screen, but like I just couldn't see him. Yeah, that's what I'm guessing. Kev, anything here?
Yeah. So it's the reason why the Nasty Boys can't come in the arena, because it's like they're kind of not wanted by either side. I guess that's they're sort of in a little bit in no man's land right now.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was interesting. I don't know. Is this going to be ever addressed who this person is? I just don't recall it. I don't remember.
I don't recall anything else happening with Booty Man.
I don't think. I think it's squashed pretty quickly, because I don't even remember this at all.
All right, it's a bit weird, but anyway, like, okay, this was the weird thing. Whilst they were cutting away, it seems that Colonel Robert Parker turned on Harlem Heat.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really notice that. I didn't know what was going on there. I think they missed it. Because the thing was, when we watched the next Nitro, he's coming out with them and he's got the French Canadian style outfit on. And I just was like, what? When did he join them? Did you guys have anything to say about that, Kev?
The only thing I am going to say is I think sometimes with WCW's reveals of someone's defect or thing, they don't really get it right. Where you like, especially when we see it later on with Bischoff. Same with this. There's not that like sort of build where you think this is going to happen, and then bang, that happens, and you're like, oh shit. You know what I mean? They somehow don't do a very good job of with these kind of reveals or these little swerves or someone turning on. Sometimes they get, but most of the time they don't. And I noticed that's what the WWE or F at the time was really apparent what was going on when it happened, and it would be like you'd go, oh shit. Whereas they don't have that same sort of storytelling, or the way it's laid out doesn't seem to be as clear.
Right, because I know that Robert Parker, I mean, this isn't really that important, but I know Robert Parker's been like fucking up for Harlem Heat a little bit lately, like making mistakes, but I didn't see him turning on them coming at all. It just seemed like he was screwing up. So like, you're the screw up, Robert. Why do you turn on them? Shouldn't they be turning on you? Blade, do you have anything to add?
No, I don't think I do think that is a really good point. In that, yeah, I think at times maybe they either undercook or overcook those sort of situations. And yeah, like sort of just pull the trigger at strange times. But yeah, I mean, I guess yeah, he's with the amazing French Canadians now. We have a Canadian Colonel Robert Parker.
Up next, guys, Jericho and Konnan. We don't get as much Nick Patrick hijinks and shenanigans this episode, but he DQs Jericho here. Blade.
I mean, I think we only saw such a small sniff of it, but the fact that it was like Jericho got DQ'd for Konnan kicking him into Nick Patrick. I was like, God damn it, it's so stupid.
It's wicked.
It made me laugh. So in that sense, it has definitely done its job.
Kev.
I did kind of start to find that this footage we've watched this time around, I'm starting to think that it's getting a little insulting towards the wrestlers to like how they're putting up with Nick Patrick now. It's like this should not be happening. Like Jericho should not be having him as the referee. It's a bias.
Yeah.
You know what's been going on.
Yeah.
How like there's no. So I'm starting to find it's getting a little like, come on, like a little insulting to our intelligence and to the wrestlers, making them look a bit stupid. You know. There's no Chris Jericho going, no, I'm not doing it with him as referee. Get me someone else. There's none of that. He's just going along with it and then getting beaten. It's like surprise, surprise.
Because if this were real, right, come on.
The gag's been going really well. I think this footage now, I'm starting to go, okay, come on. It's getting a little far fetched now.
It's just again to just reference something from episode 19, like Teddy Long's guys were screwed over like 4 times in 2 weeks. And I don't even, maybe it happened on other programming as well. I don't know. But to me, it's just hilarious that it just kept happening. But let's
or even the clients could be saying to Teddy Long, like,
yeah,
come on, can you pull some strings here and get us another referee? What the fuck's going on here? Like,
yeah, exactly. But anyway, let's move forward. Juventud Guerrera. I left this in there, guys, because I had to. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Hoovy versus the hairiest guy ever. Miguel Perez.
And he won. I was shocked.
I wrote down, I think later on, I think Hoovy's pissed someone off.
Yeah, I thought so too. He seems to be losing a lot, and yeah,
because he got squashed by Regal the last episode. Now he's lost to Miguel Perez here in his debut, and I think the next episode he loses to Little Parker. Very interesting. Blade, what do you have to say about this?
God damn, that's the one thing that stood out to me about that match was that power bomb off the guardrail. That bump that Juice took was gnarly. Like that looked like it would have hurt. And then it was an interesting match, and it is funny because it's like, how often do you see like a guy that nobody's familiar with, like, and sure, like Hoovy's not super well established, but he's still a name. He's got name recognition. So I thought that was very interesting. I agree that I think it's quite likely that he's probably pissed someone off in management, or an agent, or someone within that realm.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously Meltzer's not helping us in the Wrestling Observer with any. I haven't read anything about that as far as he's concerned. But then again, he doesn't know anything. Miguel Perez, though, like hairy like an ox, like compared to like A-Train, Albert, like. All I wrote in my notes were just how hairy he was.
It's like Alf.
Yeah.
Like the alien puppet.
Definitely.
Do you know what I would have really liked to have seen?
What's that?
This guy be one of the guys for the NWO Saturday Night Tag Team Tournament. I think the comments from Nash and Hall would have been absolutely tremendous for this if this guy was on it.
Yeah, well, here he is, guys.
Hey, it's Alf.
He's wearing my jacket that I used to wear when I was a little kid. Anyway, Miguel wins, and I don't remember seeing him ever again after that.
Neither do I.
Honestly, maybe he does, but I don't remember anything from him. So Hoovy's losing to a guy that's probably not even under contract.
Maybe he does wrestle again, but he just shaves all his back hair off. We don't recognize him.
Ted and Vincent are reaching out to Sting. in the crowd here. Vincent has not earned his paychecks so far. All he has done is stand next to Ted. Sting has offered a shirt. Kev, anything here?
No, like if they're trying to recruit, like obviously they have been trying to recruit Sting. I guess it's just a small thing they're trying to insert in the show to continue that they're trying to recruit him. But I don't think DiBiase and Virgil's the two guys I don't know, that Sting's going to be. Yeah, DiBiase and Virgil's asked me. Yeah, I'll join now. Cool. Sounds good. So but I think it was just a small segment to continue on that sort of recruitment.
Yep, Blade.
I kind of like when they were like, well, you're already wearing the colors, come and get a shirt and make it official. But yeah, you are right. I think if you're putting the hard sell on someone, is sending out DiBiase and Vincent really like, are you rolling out is that the red carpet treatment, recruiting people to the NWO? I think as they get more members, I do feel like I feel like Nash, Hall, Six, etc., Hogan, they all have a similar vibe, aesthetic, presentation. And then I feel like Ted and Vincent are kind of like they don't fit, if that makes sense. Like they just don't seemingly fit the vibe of the rest of the group. I feel like as I've stacked members, that's just become a little bit more apparent. And I think probably maybe even why Giant, to a degree, has sort of phased into the background as well.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just kind of been my thoughts as I've been watching it and the group has grown.
Okay, very good. Very astute thoughts at that, Blade. Yeah, it's kind of like Ted. We'll notice it in the coming months. Ted was supposed to be like the mouthpiece of the New World Order, and as time wears on, you kind of start feeling like, and I think even he said it in interviews that like it was almost like his role was taken by Eric, and he just didn't really have a whole lot to do. But anyway, let's move forward. The Faces of Fear taking on the American Males. Men kick Scotty Riggs in the head. Buff didn't get tagged in at all. And then Jimmy Hart wants the executive committee to make it a triangle match at World War III. Kev, thoughts?
Yeah, we're just continuing on this storyline of breaking up the American Males because Bagwell looks fed up and there's a lot of tension between these guys as a tag team now. So yeah, it's just continue on that storyline, and then it's sort of Jimmy Hart trying to insert the Faces of Fear into this match at the pay-per-view to make it a three-way triangle match. So just little bits in story enhancement, I guess, here.
Yep. Blade, any thoughts here about Faces of Fear and American Males?
No, I pretty much agree with Kev's line of thought. They're just kind of continuing on with what we've seen building on all the shows with the American Males. Lack of communication, a bit of dissension in the ranks. I'm curious to see when they're going to pull the trigger, because it feels like, and I don't know if it's because of the way that we watch this, but like, I guess because I'm seeing it in succession quite quickly, I'm like, oh, actually, there's quite a lot of breadcrumbs in this trail. Like, when's the payoff going to happen? I'm curious to know when that is.
Yeah, well, when this all started happening, I was like, I didn't realize that this started happening at this point. I thought it was a bit later on. Yeah. Anyway, what was the guy's name? Ken McDade. The tape that he brought in, it's finally playing, guys. And it's a Roddy Piper song. I didn't know anything. I've seen all this stuff before, and I have no memory of this. I didn't know Roddy recorded music or anything. It's a song, I'm Your Man. And that's the thing that the guy was desperate for everyone to see. Blade, what did you think when this was happening?
Oh, this popped me so hard. I was like, I did not know this existed, nor did I know I needed this in my life. But I enjoyed this thoroughly. Hot Rod's hamming it up. He's in there shirtless at points. It was, yeah, it, I had a good laugh. And I love that they've used this for the feud as well.
Yeah. Kev, you're a musician. What we, I mean, we've had Blade with his fashion tips. Maybe we got a new segment here.
Yeah, maybe we do.
Kev's music tips. What do you think?
When I first heard it when it came on, I was like, "This sounds like it came out like 1990 or something. Like it had that sort of sound, and maybe had like a little like Tom Petty kind of Bryan Adamsy sort of vibe to, I guess." And then I looked it up. I thought, I wonder if this is on Spotify, and it isn't. It is through Sony Music. But yeah, the song actually came out in 1992, so I wasn't far off. But I knew it sounded like that really, crossover from the 80s to 90s sound to it. But yeah, it was pretty cheesy song, pretty catchy though, I thought. Yeah, but Piper is in absolutely phenomenal shape in this clip. He's ripped. He looks like $1 million. Yeah, it's a funny. It's funny they've used this for the this feud, and then we have the at the end we have the Hogan versus Piper on the top of the was this sort of a club or arena they're playing at.
Yeah.
So yeah, interesting.
Yes, I couldn't believe what I was seeing as I was saying it. I was like, I can't believe I don't remember this. I looked up some of the lyrics and I liked like one of the main lines of the song. Because like the English is a bit fucking messed up to, I guess, make the phrasing of this line work. But if he wants somebody gonna love you best until forever, then baby forget the rest. Because honey, only one man can. I'm your man.
Brilliant.
Unbelievable. So anyway, let's move forward. Oh no! The NWO theme happens here, and the show is closing again with Hogan posing. I when this was happening, I was like, not again, bro. Like 2 was enough. Kev, thoughts?
Yeah, I think the highlight. This is probably Miss Elizabeth and that sexy little
You gotta be fucking joking me, bro.
Christmas outfit. That was the highlight of this. But yeah, I think they get a little lazy with the endings here. I think this is like the 3rd time in a row where it's the same sort of thing happens. Mm-hmm. It's like they're trying to just get to this feud and trying to fill in the weeks that Piper's not available to be there. So
right,
yeah. But once again, another show ended where I'm like, hey, we've seen better.
Come on. Blade, thoughts?
Yeah, it's a sort of an interesting one because I guess putting it in perspective as well, like, when I think about quite a number of the endings of the Nitros that we've watched prior to this, a lot of them have been like quite, full scale beatdowns, like ripping, the announce table down, taking over the announce table, spray painting people, like kidnapping people, a monster truck. It's not really like bombastic, like big stuff. And then this has kind of been like the, continued sort of thing for the last couple of weeks. And I'm just like, it is interesting. And then I'm like, is it a fair assessment to say maybe that the NWO is a sort of spinning its wheels a little bit at this juncture? I'm just not sure if they're firing on as many cylinders as they did when they came in and they had all that momentum.
Yeah.
It's sort of, it's I feel like it's just in a bit of a weird place, if that makes sense.
I agree. I agree because it's like it just seems like they're just like, okay, like we want to get to that go home show for World War III, but we're kind of thin on ideas here, whereas like a few months prior it seemed like every episode had something kind of different,
out of the box.
Anyway, so yeah, we go off the air here to end Nitro, and now we get to WCW Saturday Night.
Before we get there, it was quite interesting to know that Nick Patrick was in the ring during this as well, which was
I didn't really notice that.
No,
I didn't notice it either.
Yeah, he was in the ring when the trash was getting thrown in the ring and everything. He was there because I think he must have finished the match before, so he kind of hanged out there with them. So it's kind of like it's
So
so
obvious.
blatantly obvious it's him, like
Especially when they name him what was it, the assassin, which is his dad's fucking wrestling name. Okay, so let's get to WCW Saturday Night here quickly, guys. Georgia Mountain Center, Gainesville, Georgia, 1,400 fans. I have nothing to say because I've already talked about the Mountain Center in the past. Tony talks about Sting attacking Jarrett. And then, of course, we get the Nasty Boys ruining High Voltage versus Hardbody Harrison and Jack Boot. Jack Boot is also Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker, and also the Leprechaun for those not playing at home. Yes, we get a Nasty Boys promo here as well. So I'm starting with you here, Big Kev.
go to Blake. So I think I'm going to sneeze. So it's like it's on that on that brink when it's going to happen. It's like not happening. Like come on, like
Okay.
So yeah, I'll try to get it out.
Blade.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. I mean, obviously it gets them a little bit of their heat back after being banned from the arena on Nitro. It's a bit of a again, they're sort of with the corniness where he's like, we're unwanted and we were born unwanted. And I was like, oh, guys, the writing staff did not give you their best material this week. And then I think the triangle match for the tag titles is confirmed at this point as well for World War III. Yeah.
Yeah, Born Unwanted, and probably the Wrestling Observer Meltzer, where it was like, well, it's been revealed that both Brian Knobbs and Jerry Sags were orphaned. Kev, have you got through your sneezing?
Yeah, I didn't happen. So
debacle.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the show must go on. Yeah, the Nasty Boys started with Sag started first. Knobs, sorry, it was Knobs. Yeah, they said they were born unwanted, and I'm just in my brain. I'm like, okay, when's it going to go back to being nasty? Like, I'm waiting for it. And then it's like, yeah, we're going to go nasty style. I was like, hey, there it is. I knew it was coming. So yeah,
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah,
can't get away from it.
It's everything goes back to being nasty.
Next up, Tony is with Jeff Jarrett. I wrote, all I wrote was "Don't fuck it up, Jeff."
Oh, come on.
We got. I think the ho count was 3 here.
It was.
It was 3.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for confirming, guys. Kev, anything to follow up here about Double J's interview?
Same shit about uniting, saying Sting has turned his back. Crowd is booing at this point too. I can hear them in the while I was doing this promo, and then I think he talks about the 60-man battle royal. He's going to win it, and then there was a couple of more ha-has and ho-hos at the end here.
Did he mention anything about hitting home runs, or
no?
When he's got the ball, he gets a touchdown.
I don't think we got that.
Okay.
Yeah, more or less the same shit here.
Yeah, played.
Oh man, I fucking can't with this guy anymore.
Oh god.
And I think the shame of it is like knowing that he's a great wrestler and he actually, like, he is a good talker as well. I think the issue is just like, I don't know if it's like a personality thing or it just seems, and I know this is wrestling, but it just seems so like disingenuous, kind of like what he's doing.
It does, yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, dude, just like fuck off. Like, I really think I don't know if this was a decision he made, like if he had creative control, or I don't know if this was like an office and writing staff type thing, but whoever made the decision on this direction is an absolute fuckwit. He's just, I think he's been completely mishandled since he's come into the company.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Up next, the WCW PlayStation Tournament of Champions. I thought this was kind of neat. For the game, Tobol #1, I think it was called. Blade, have you ever played that game?
I have not, no.
Hmm.
One of the very few games I haven't played.
if you were to have played that game, do you think you might have done well in the PlayStation Tournament of Champions? Because you would have really wanted that signed leather jacket, lunch with the WCW superstar, and tickets to Super Brawl. Imagine Blade did win, and then he got lunch with Jim Powers.
Who would you pick though?
What to have lunch with?
I mean, I don't. Would they let you pick, or would they just give you someone? But if you could pick,
yeah,
good question, Kev.
I mean, I do feel like I'd be going for one of the marquee guys. Like I'd want lunch with like Hogan or Flair or someone like that. Probably Flair because I prefer him over Hogan.
Oh yeah, he'd get you drunk even though you don't drink. Somehow you'd end up drunk.
I reckon it's one of the very few times I would have broken my creed and just been like, you know, if I'm hanging out with Nate, I'm gonna get on it.
Kev, who would you pick?
Kimberly Page.
Yeah, I knew it.
I'm not going with a dude. Far out.
Well, you know, like obviously, yes, that's probably where I would go to straight away as well. But I think I'd like to hang out with Nash. I think we would have a good laugh together. I think he'd be funny. Anyway, speaking of funny, Nick Patrick with his lawyer, Mr. Sharp, in the next interview here. Kev.
This is one with Teddy Long and Chris Jericho come in.
Yeah.
Sharp again with the dad calling him a goon, or Jericho's dad.
Yeah.
And then sort of Teddy Long sort of, I guess, puts Jericho under the bus a little bit here by insinuating that Jericho can beat Nick Patrick with one arm tied behind his back. And then
Teddy just can't stop fucking up things for everyone.
It's fucking terrible. And then Sharp, you can see his brain ticking over. So now I'd probably pretty much confirmed that we're going to get this match, Jericho versus Nick Patrick at the pay-per-view. I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
I can't wait. Blade.
Yeah, it was. These series of promos have been quite interesting. I still think that Alan Sharp is for a guy who we found out was the PR manager of WCW.
Yes.
Just for him to come on camera, like, and do this. Like, he is very deeply unlikable from the get-go. And then Teddy with the, like, Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. Like, it's just that cornball type stuff. I'm like, this is the oldest shonky lawyer joke in the book. But yeah, you know, they set up for that match with the one hand tied behind the back with Jericho, which do we want to see that? I think it also highlights what Kev was sort of saying before, where it's like, it is perhaps a little insulting at this point. But I guess I am also glad that it does seem like there is heading towards some payoff. I just didn't know necessarily if Jericho was the person that I thought would be the one in that position.
Yes.
I missed a little line here from Nick Patrick. I thought it was hilarious. He said, I feel like the real deal, Evander Holyfield. Like,
What was he going on about?
I don't know what he was talking about. But he looked pretty confident that he could take Jericho.
That's ridiculous. After this, DDP wins this match, gets an interview with Tony Schiavone. I mean, this is kind of like, it feels like guys like Jarrett, DDP, like if they've got like a story going, it seems like every episode they'll cut a promo and pretty much say what they said on Nitro, but say it again. That's what I'm noticing here. Blade, anything else?
No, not in particular for this one.
Okay, Kev.
Yeah, it's the same sort of stuff, isn't it? Like, you know, DDP's just upset about being asked eighth, and also that they would assume that he would tell Bischoff, and he seems a bit offended by that. But it's just pretty much the same kind of segment, really, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. And anyway, we get to the end here of the next bit. It was NWO Saturday Night. I wanted to quickly update you guys on the what was it, the 26th of October edition of Saturday Night. Nash and Hall wrestled Bud Smokey Greene, I'm sure you guys remember.
Yeah.
And Tough Tony the Tiger Washburg.
Okay, though.
I went on Reddit, on our nWBro's Reddit, and asked all the fans out there in the subreddit for WCW. I asked if anyone could recognize any of these people. I managed to uncover that Bud Smokey Greene was an indie wrestler by the name of JB Trask. And Tony the Tiger Washburg was a former independent worker by the name of Scotty Zappa. And I think he was from Minnesota. But anyway, so there we go. Okay, I've uncovered 2 of them.
How funny is it? Like these guys probably didn't really have their day in the sun to do anything in the wrestling business. They probably think, oh shit, I didn't make it and get anywhere. And here we are in 2025 talking about these guys from like 30 years ago on a podcast. It's pretty mind-boggling. You never had a small role. They're in that folklore of the NWO. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. And there's another thing that I'm going to drop on the next NWO Saturday Night that you two are going to be very impressed with. But anyway, this episode, Brian Costello is the first enhancement guy here. 6'1", 242 from Leavittsburg, Ohio. He's 38 and 30. Wrestling Fashion Plate 1984. Richie's Place Guzzling Champ. What the hell is... I don't understand any of this shit. I really want to talk to Kevin Nash one day and find out what all of this means.
Did anyone else look up what the definition of a fashion plate is? Because I did.
What is it?
Which is funny that I'm like the fashion guy and I did that. It just literally means a person who dresses very fashionably.
Okay, so they're probably making fun of him.
Yeah.
What would the chances be of just asking Nash, could you do a podcast with fucking nobodies like us? But all we're going to talk about is your deep cut references in all this. I guarantee no one's ever asked him this stuff.
Yeah,
no one would have.
I want to. I actually think I commented on one of the tweets from the Click This podcast, and I was like, can you please play him some stuff from NWO Saturday Night and have him comment on it, because there's all these deep references that I don't understand, and I think, I mean, he would probably be interested in coming on the show because he's not going to be asked the same shit. It's going to be about this crap. Anyway, Brian Costello wrestled 6 times for WCW. 1993 against the Cold Twins, 1994 against the Guardian Angel, Vader, Avalanche, and Kevin Sullivan twice. Probably listened to that fucking stomp. He did a lot of jobs for the WWF in the 80s and 90s. So this is he's an actual dude that's been in some of the big companies doing jobs. His tag partner is Jack Shane, 6'3", 263 from Gregory, South Dakota, 27 and 17. Green Wrestling Award 3 years, Tri-State Grappler of the Year 91.
I laughed because was there a line that was like, with fear in his eyes but fear in his heart? It's like,
brilliant,
ridiculous.
So anyway, yeah, they have the match here against the Outsiders. I'm going to start with you, Blade.
I mean, quite a bit of the shtick that we're sort of used to. Outsiders come down. We have DiBiase ring announcing. They're commentating during the opponent's entrance and their own. So there's some things that make me laugh. Just some of those lines that they throw out. Hall's making fun of the quality of their tans, saying that they don't look like they could afford a decent tanning bed. Nash, after they're chopping the shit out of one of them, is like, that's going to leave a mark, especially on that white skin. Also, I noticed here, at the end, when Nash hits his finisher, they call the jackknife the outsider bomb. Is that the first time that they've called it the outsider bomb?
I've never heard that before. I didn't even notice it. The outsider bomb. That's terrible.
Yeah. I mean, I love these segments. I think they're hilarious because it lets them rip absolutely free. And the ridiculous insider references and very clearly just trying to pop each other with very little thought to probably the people that are watching it. Gives me a great joy and makes me enjoy it. Yeah, I love it.
Kev, anything here?
Yeah, a couple of similar things to what Blade said, but my favorite line from Nash when he was referring to this tag team is like, they look putrid. Fuck, you know. I did like how Nash was like, with a mic, was purposely kind of putting it towards Nick Patrick's mouth in a way so we can hear it at home. It's fucking Nick Patrick here. So, but the way he did it was kind of clever, like tongue in cheek, like we're taking the piss out of you, like, you know. That was pretty cool. What else have we got here? I like how it's finally that Nash and Hall start to make fun of those titles and look how shit they are. They're taped together. We've been mentioning this for a few weeks now, so they're actually starting to mention it as well. So I wonder how long it is until we see the back of those titles and we get some fresh new ones. I can't really remember.
Neither, but I bet you it's going to take ages.
I thought that the bleached blonde-haired guy was that. Which guy was that again? Was that Jack Shane or whatever the guy with the blonde hair was? I felt like he got his ass handed to him so badly. Like they beat him pretty badly. He took a few bumps that were pretty rough. So yeah, I don't think he was feeling that great after that match.
Right.
But yeah, once again, more comedy from Hall and Nash during the match.
Yeah. I did laugh, like they had beaten the shit out of Brian Costello, and then like they pretty much like throw him at Jack Shane to tag Jack in, because there's no way he was going to get a tag on his own, just to beat up the other guy because you haven't even touched him yet. That's funny to me. And I think Hall hit the outsider's edge, and I laughed at Nash saying, "Stuck him quite lovely." Sinks him deep for the count. Very good. Let's move forward. WCW Monday Nitro, November 18th, 1996, Florence Civic Center, Florence. I don't have the state written down. I've lost that. I don't know why. Doesn't matter. The arena was known at that time as the Florence Civic Center, and then it was rebranded in November 2017 to the Florence Center. How boring of a factoid is that? But there is something about this arena that is kind of infamous. They hosted the 8th WWE In Your House pay-per-view in 1996, which is the one where the storm knocked out the power and the broadcast signal for the event. So that's I think that was Beware of Dog, where they had to redo the pay-per-view a couple of days later. But anyway, that's all the factoids I have there. Ratings. Monday Nitro for this week here on November 18th, 3.2, down from the 3. What was it the other previous week? 3.7.
Yeah.
And Raw did a 2.4. Nitro begins, and this is different. Thank God.
Finally.
Something is different here from the get-go. The Outsiders have destroyed whoever was in the dark match, I guess, before the show. You see the blonde producer again running around. That lady that seems to pop up whenever there's like some sort of drama. She's piss bolting out of there. Yep. So we just got this thing going on here, and the Outsiders calling out the faces of fear. Blade, I'm starting with you.
Yeah, I loved that it was a different way to open the show. I found it very funny that Larry just completely leaves Tony in the lurch while he's getting berated by Nash and Hall. He's just like, yep, I'm fucking out of here. I did get a bit of a moment when Hall states that he'd slapped the coconut breath out of the mouth of the faces of fear.
That's so rude.
Yeah, I was like... Especially as someone of Polynesian descent myself, I was like, oh, dude, come on now.
That's fucked.
Another addition to the WCW racism compilation. But hey, you know, we digress. And then, yeah, they sort of ended up brawling backstage, which kind of looked a bit sloppy to me, to be honest. They were all about the place, and it didn't seem quite as tight as I would have expected from those guys. But yeah, a cool way to open the show with a bit of a different note than we're used to.
Yeah, very good. Kev.
When you mentioned whoever that was in the ring when in the dark match, that was high voltage again, getting beaten up or losing. So once again, poor high voltage. I'm a big fan. It pisses me off. But you know, it's not a bad spot to be for them, and with tied in with the outsiders here, even if they're on the floor doing nothing. As Blade said, he said there's two Islanders. So it's
Didn't they call them savages as well?
Yeah, something like that. I did find it interesting here that when they did go backstage, the Faces of Fear came out of nowhere and started attacking them, which is we haven't seen a hell of a lot of the NWO sort of getting attacked or that happening before. So it gave the Faces of Fear a little bit of something. So they brought them backstage. So that was something we haven't really seen much of. And then we continued on with this Larry and Tony, and then Larry's sort of pissed off that Tony didn't help him. It's like, what do you want him to do here? Yeah. And then so then Tony's had enough. He leaves, eh?
Yep. That is funny. Like Tony just pisses off, and Larry's like, leave it to Larry. But yeah, I thought it was good that the Faces of Fear actually they got them some, they weren't putting up with shit. They're going straight for him. They don't give a shit. They don't need a game plan. Let's just go fucking fight them now as they come through the curtain. I liked that touch.
I thought it was also interesting, and I can't imagine this is super common, but the fact that they used the term or referenced a dark match on TV, I was like, that's a bit of an insider term that I wouldn't think that they'd use in sort of everyday commentary.
Yeah, it's kind of like they're thinking of thought of another new thing that they haven't done before, which is as the show begins, something had already been happening in that sense anyway. So that was pretty cool. It was nice to see Larry dressed up a little nicer this week. So yes, Mike Tenay comes out to help Larry call the next matchup here. Lapaka and Juventud. So again, I think Juvi's annoyed someone because now he loses to Lapaka. There's not really much to go on here. I just wanted to put that in there. So I think we should move forward.
Was that Lapaka's debut?
Yes.
Okay.
TV debut. I believe the prior episode of Nitro, he had a tryout match before Nitro in a dark match.
Okay, cool.
So he must have got a job because of it. And a win over Hoovy. So here we go. Oh, I thought Blade was going to be so happy with what happened next. I even wrote, it's time for the Blade cum shot hour. Unfortunately, it's only lasted 4 minutes. D Malenko versus why does it have to be like a cum shot? That's way over the top.
Why couldn't I have just enjoyed myself and we leave it at that? Like, why does it have to be the extreme of me enjoying myself?
It can't just be the Blade enjoyment hour. No, it's Blade literally like
ejaculating
for a whole hour as well.
Yeah.
D Malenko Ultimate Dragon here. It wasn't much, and I wrote, sorry, Blade. I really thought we were going to get a little bit something here. Do you have anything to say?
Well, yeah, you had specifically said you'd left this in the footage for me, so I was quite excited. Look, I still think it was very crisp and clean for what they did. Obviously, it was a bit unsatisfying the way they ended up with a top rope DQ. I'd hoped that they'd would just have gone on to put on an absolute clinic. Sonny Ono was making me laugh just with him running around celebrating at the end of the DQ win. But yeah, no, I do hope that there is a match coming in the future that is a bit lengthier between the two of them because you're right. You're right. For someone like me, that's kind of like a dream matchup.
Yeah, seems like after this podcast has seen its final episode. Maybe Blade will start the nWBro's podcast. It's terrible. Kev, anything?
We had Rey Mysterio do a little promo in the corner on the little screen as well, and it was back to Michael Jackson, Rey Mysterio. I'm gonna be the champion. And blah, blah. Yes, back to talking like Michael Jackson from South Park again. I thought he's so soft spoken. It's hilarious to watch. Like how
You're
young
so
he is.
ignorant.
You've been ignorant. I just thought it was hilarious how there's a DQ for throwing. They didn't even throw him. He just sort of body dropped him over the top ropes. And then every other cruiserweight match we see, they're diving off the top ropes, diving off here, diving onto this guy, and then it's a DQ for this. Like, what?
Yeah, it's a bit ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit silly.
I think the over the top rope DQ. I always thought it was bullshit. I always thought it was dumb. And I think by this point in time, like it's such a dated thing. Like it needed to go away. But anyway, let's move forward. The amazing French Canadians taking on the American males. So we still don't know how he turned on Harlem Heat, but he has. He's with the French Canadian boys now, Colonel Parker. So I'm starting with you here, Kev.
I like how Colonel Parker's committing to this new character change. He's dressed up just like them, and it's quite funny to see. We had Sherry trying to hit him, trying to give him a right hook. So she's pissed. But yeah, we got more dissension here with the American males continuing on that storyline. So yeah, it's nothing much else here, but just this little character change from Colonel Parker. He also looks very punchable in that outfit as well.
He does. Stupid little hat.
Yeah.
Blade, what did you think?
Yeah, just as Kev said, that further breakdown of the American males as we await the inevitable breakup that's coming. With the Colonel Parker turning, so it looks like the Harlem Heat will be wrestling the amazing French Canadians at World War III. And if Harlem Heat wins, Sister Sherry gets 5 minutes in the ring with Colonel Parker.
Yes.
That's a winning stipulation. I also just had here, for some reason, I believe this was an observation I made at the time and makes zero sense to me now. I didn't realize how much of a beast PCO is. He's fucking huge. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Especially like, I'm only familiar with him now from like his more recent kind of like run on the indies.
He looks so different.
Yeah, 100%. I was like, it's like two different dudes.
Yeah. Because it's like these days it seems like he doesn't go get a tan. But back then he's quite tanned, beard, eye patch, like long hair.
Which is hilarious for a French Canadian.
All right, boys, let's move forward here. Lex Luger beats Hugh Morris. He's ready for World War III. He wants to talk to Sting. Sting is here. Sting comes out. He kind of tries to, I don't know, antagonize Lex here. Gives him a bit of a shove, and then leaves. This is like questions are still in the air. Blade, what did you think?
Yeah, Luger is talking here about how he's going to be the one to face Hogan, and then it was cool to see Sting show up. Like, this is kind of what we've been waiting for a while with this build-up. It was weird to me seeing Sting with a baseball bat that's not black.
Yeah.
I just feel like he's become so synonymous with that pure black bat. Mean Gene calling the proceedings highly irregular popped me. I love the term. Just his language sometimes is great. And Luger sort of just looks pretty bewildered by the whole thing at the end, before he also walks out of the interview with Mean Gene. So yeah, I thought this was quite interesting, just like a different dynamic and an outcome that, again, we sort of weren't expecting, and which is what I love about this unpredictable Sting. Yeah,
it is. It's I like that it's it's not obvious what's going to happen yet. So it's just it's interesting. It's keeping the thread going, and it's not too blatantly obvious where we're headed with it because it's just a bit confusing, really. Kev.
I think I'd be pissed if I was Luger right now in that scenario. You know, he's just shoving him. It's like, motherfucker, where have you been? Try and talk to you, and now you're shoving the bat and pushing me with this bat. Where do you get off? That's what I'd be asking.
Where do you get off?
Where do you get off shoving me with that bat?
That was really well acted there, Kev. You looked legitimately annoyed for Lex.
But yeah, but it's wrestling, so you know, what the fuck do I know? So let's continue on this little. Where's Sting gonna align himself with? Yeah.
I wonder who it was that probably watched this back and thought to themselves, guys, you know what? We got to make the ball bat black. It stuck out like a sore thumb. I bet that happened. I bet you anything.
Or they there was no black bats around. That's the only one they had. It's like, I guess it's gonna have to do. Is there any spray paint around here? No, there's no spray paint. Well, white bat it is.
Yeah. Okay, next segment. I don't understand. But here we go. Jericho and Johnny Grunge. And I'm like, what the hell? It makes no sense. So I had to do some solid Googling because
cool.
I'm sorry, didn't the Wrestling Observer say Public Enemy left WCW? Isn't that what we uncovered? They never left WCW. They just had a few weeks off because they didn't know what to do with them at the time, trying to fit them into the tag division, apparently. So whatever. I reckon Meltzer's fucked me over here on this. Anyway, I'm throwing it to you, Kev. Thoughts on Jericho and Johnny Grunge?
Yeah, you kind of answered why I thought to myself, I thought they were gone. Like why? And also, why is it Johnny Grunge by himself? Like what's going on here? So
that was strange.
I was interested to know why. And then we went to just, Jericho's obviously going to win this match. And then we got an interview. Was it with Mean Gene? I can't remember here. Straight after the match.
I don't know. Does he? I can't remember. Oh, yes. Yeah. No, he does. Yeah.
So yeah, once again, the same kind of stuff with Long. He kind of apologizes to Jericho for opening his mouth and fucking things up like as he usually does.
Jesus Christ!
But Jericho seems happy about it. He thinks that's like he gets Nick Patrick in the match with him, so he's kind of stoked about it.
Mm-hmm. Blade.
Yeah, just a weird matchup on paper. I immediately laughed/popped at the beginning of the match because there is how Jericho comes out and he does the thing where he's leaning against the guardrail and he's like, come on.
Yeah.
There is a woman that is frothing over him in the audience and she has her hands all over his chest and his abs. And I'm like, you know what? We see men objectifying women all the time. A bit of that reverse. That's what it's all about. That's what equity is, motherfuckers. Women can objectify men too. And I was like, yeah, that's great. Nick Patrick in the crowd scouting the whole thing made me laugh, and he's all in black with his sunglasses and neck brace.
Yeah, he looks like a real prick.
Yeah, just an absolute twat. And then just weird ending to the match with a missile dropkick being the finish. I was like,
yeah, that was a bit odd.
Yeah. But yes, they were my observations. And then with the promo with Mean Gene, laughed my ass off that Teddy Long came out to basically be like, oh shit, I might have set you up, dude. My bad. And then I don't know if they maybe were short for time, or run over, but Jericho seemed to bark out his promo at the speed of light. He was just talking very, very quickly. And I'm like, I wonder if they'd gotten word hey guys, you ran over. You need to wrap this shit up.
Maybe they're you got 15 seconds to say a 45-second promo.
Yeah, but it's just
great. This is what I need you guys here for, because you notice things that I don't notice, and that's funny to me. Okay, well, we're moving forward here. Eric with Bobby Heenan talking about Piper. There's no sign of Piper, etc., etc., etc. Let's keep going. Hour number 2 has begun. The NWO theme hits. They go over to commentary. Bobby leaves again. Leaves Eric high and dry. Hogan's on Eric's case here. Blade.
I love that Brain bailed out of the commentary desk. There's a lot of commentators bailing from their post at the commentary desk at the moment, which is great. Bischoff's there on his lonesome. I quite enjoyed Hogan's like almost childish antics in this promo. You know, the constant one-upsmanship and requiring that validation, like he's like some spoiled kid. I quite liked it. I just like that he's sort of, you can tell he's like testing the waters as he's continuing to evolve what the Hollywood Hogan persona is. And some of it is hitting and some of it's not, but I think it's great to just see him. And I know I'd mentioned this in previous episodes. One of the things I've really enjoyed about doing this is just seeing them take big swings, regardless of if the payoff is actually good or not. It's just good to see them take risks, and I think he is taking risks with trying to do these things, which is great.
Very nicely put. Kev.
Yeah, this makes Hogan come across as just an absolute egomaniac trying to get, Bischoff. He say he's better than Piper. He's, what I did like about this, I don't think I mentioned it before. I do like how the NWO, especially in this episode, they kind of brought that more of that dangerous. We could destroy the show at any point again. So I think for a while they've just been a bit lax and sort of jokey and funny, and now it's bringing back that seriousness to it, which is just cool. So just it's when this was happening, I'm starting to tick like, I see what's going on here with Bischoff now. Like, it really made me see something was going on here at this point.
Yeah. Again, it like when there were some other turns or things happening. When it started to click for me, I was like, I didn't realize that he joined this early on. I thought it was maybe a little bit later. So anyway, I just didn't remember it correctly, but let's move forward from there. Gene is with DDP again. DDP talks, blah, blah, blah. The NWO show up. They're pressuring him. And Gene's confused. So I'm going to throw it to Kev.
Yes, it's pretty much the same. There's a couple of little breadcrumbs in here, which is cool. We had Giant come out and just basically say, why don't we just take this guy out, referring to Page.
Yeah.
He just, he doesn't get it. Six comes out as well, sort of with him. Then Nash says there's something beautiful is coming, quoting Stanley Kubrick here. So that's the bit where I was like, I see what's going on here. I see what.
Right. Okay. Interesting. I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah. So Nash again using another like pop culture reference from somewhere he gets it from. I'm not sure if he's gone from flight to flight watching stuff or watching shows. He's picks one this and that.
I'd say so, because there's 2001 Space Odyssey, which again I feel is like very much in the Nash wheelhouse of like films.
So funny.
Yeah. So Nash, is that little line there was it's like, oh, okay. I think I know what's going to happen here.
Right. Interesting. Very interesting. Blade, did you have anything to add?
I think it's just a bit of an observation I have. I didn't think DDP was as good off the cuff this week, and he just I thought he stumbled a couple of times with the flow of his promo throughout this segment. He's still great, but I just don't think he was necessarily as strong as he was in the first one.
Fair enough. Let's move forward again. Jeff Jarrett beats Bobby Eaton. Who keeps giving the guys assignments to interview him? Gene interviews Jeff with Rick alongside their Blade.
Yeah, Flair endorses Jarrett and calls out the Four Horsemen, telling them that, Jarrett's in. I laughed a lot when they cut to Sting's face in the crowd. His face is how I picture my face looking when Jarrett is cutting promos.
So unimpressed.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. So thank you, Sting, for being my personal representation.
Another note that I had a bit earlier. Sting's makeup at this stage, he looks like a mime.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see how it slowly starts to evolve. Like he's painting the whole bottom part of his face as well, but he just hasn't quite got the black lines going the way they end up going. Kev, do you have anything to follow up here?
It's pretty much the same stuff from Jarrett again about, pulling it together, uniting, same sort of bullshit. I think just Flair was just put into to sort of endorse him and try to he got some excitement out of the crowd and sort of, he's got the crowd in the palm of his hand all the time. It's Ric Flair, so they just used him in this bit to sort of I don't know. Because I think if it was just the same old shit from Jarrett, I think the fans would start booing again. So I think Flair was put there to sort of try to get some sort of reaction out of this. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Did we get a ho-ho count on this one? Because I think I might have got 3.
I didn't actually count this
time. I didn't either.
Okay. All right, well, we'll see. Because I will, again, update the video.
I want to think.
The fact of the matter.
That did not come to. Presents tomorrow.
It's like how long is it now? Like it's nearly 19-20 seconds long. I can't wait. I'm going to keep this gag going until he stops doing it for a prolonged amount of time. But we'll see how long it gets. Anyway, so let's move forward. Eric is in the ring alone. And he's talking about the situation. And Piper's theme hits. Eric looks immediately very uncomfortable. Kev, what did you think of the whole thing here and the turn?
Yeah, we had Bischoff apologizing for what he was forced to say earlier. Yeah, as you said, when Piper comes out, he's like, yeah. So obviously, it seems to me that Piper's found out something about Eric Bischoff, and he knows he's a sellout, or he's with the NWO. Because he's kind of like, what's the word I'm trying to look for with Piper? Was like kind of grilling him a little bit here. And Piper mentioned he has 6 kids. I was like, holy shit, bro! Like, he gets around, eh? Fucking hell, 6, man. That's a lot. I just loved Piper being so condescending to Bischoff to make him feel really uncomfortable while he was sort of grilling him. And then here comes the NWO giant. And now it's kind of revealed that Bischoff is with the NWO, and that's the point I kind of made before. I think this could have been executed better to make it more impactful that it's Bischoff, because we've seen all the times with him before. Remember he went missing one time, and he went to go to the Marriott hotel, and there was no follow up of this. So
yeah,
this kind of payoff for all this. Now in hindsight, when I look back, I just feel it could have been a little bit more impactful. But maybe at the time it was awesome, or more it was impactful. But for me, in context of what happens with the storyline, I felt it could have been executed a little better to make you think, what's going on here? Oh no, and then bang, the swerve happens. But it doesn't. It's kind of just they mob him and he's in the corner, and it's like, yeah, now you're with us, kind of thing. So yeah, the execution here, I think it could have been a little bit more impactful.
Okay, I like it. One thing is like maybe Gene should do one of his investigative reports that he's done in the past. Because remember, like I think it was at the MGM studios, like they found in the NWO limo like a bag that said Turner on it. So like it could have been happening from all the way back then.
I do. On another, I missed this. On another note, I do like how that the police and the security of WCW come into the ring, and you don't get the wrestlers manhandling the police officers like you'll see nowadays. They'll do that. It's like reality is if they did do that, you'd be in fucking jail, right?
Yeah.
So there is that that the police are police and they're treated that way, where the wrestler's not going to hit them, you know?
Yeah.
So they do get in there and give that, they stop that beat down, which would have occurred if they didn't do that, because Piper would have got mobbed. So that kind of stopped that, which I did like. I did like that touch and how the police are treated, like, as, you know, you can't do that. So that's something that's lost in wrestling. You see it all the time. All these security guards, even women now are beating them up. Like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, get fucked. Come on.
It's like, come on.
The cops, like, come on. The police officers. One thing that I did like in Roddy's promo here was that, like, he's calling Eric out on things because, like, was the road straight to my house or was it crooked? Was it, you know, was it this? Was it that? And Eric can't remember anything because obviously he never actually tried to fucking get the match signed. So I thought that was a cool touch. Anyway, Blade, anything that you thought here? Like, when you saw this happen, did you kind of see it coming or were you a bit surprised?
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised. Like, I didn't see it coming. I mean, obviously, I know that he did join the NWO, but was not sure at what point. I actually thought this was quite good. I definitely see Kev's point where it probably could have been finessed a little better. But I did really love that interaction as kind of its own, like, isolated thing. Because I just thought it was genius of exactly what you referenced, which was, you know, Roddy's asking him all these very specific questions that he knows Eric can't answer and, like, backs him into a corner. It felt very like cat playing with a mouse type scenario.
Yeah.
I really, really enjoyed the segment. I thought it was a bit of a return to form for the end of the shows, which is great considering we just talked about how they'd gotten a bit kind of stale and felt like they were spinning their wheels a bit. South Carolina loves Roddy Piper. That snare drum hits. The crowd was up. And you could hear him, which was awesome. I laughed my ass off when Piper was saying LL Cool J is a rapping kind of guy. It's just like, you know, he's down with the streets. He's just so good at exuding that unhinged energy. I fucking love Hot Rod. Like, I can't state how great I think he is. And the crowd was red hot for this. And Piper just did so well in selling everything. Like, I think he made this segment. So it was good to see him do his thing here. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Anything else there, Kev?
Yeah, I agree. I agree with, like, for Piper's, like, the role he played here, he was immaculate. It was great. 10 out of 10. Beautiful. Just, yeah, for me, like, I thought the segment was great. It was a great way to end the show. You get a bit of a cliffhanger here. We want to see what's going to happen next week. But yeah, just for me, it was just that small detail of how it was revealed. I would have liked a little bit more. Like, it didn't have that. But yeah, but don't get me wrong, great. It is a great segment, and I'm glad we got to see this instead of another pose down.
Very nice. Okay, we're getting towards the end here, guys. WCW Saturday Night. So this is the first programming since the turn of Eric Bischoff. Dusty is upset at Eric. I kind of needed subtitles here because I couldn't understand some of the things Dusty was saying. Anything here, guys? Blade?
No, very much the same. I was also like, I can't interpret Dusty speak when he's getting on a roll like this. He's a man unto himself.
I did give you some homework, Blade, to try a Dusty Rhodes impression this episode, but if you're not gonna, I know you're not gonna do it.
No, absolutely not. I haven't even practiced either.
Yeah, it's fucking it's hopeless. But look, I knew that you probably wouldn't be ready to do it. I mean, I'm never doing it again because I sounded like a member of the Sopranos, and Kevin sounded like gay Alex Wright. But I actually asked a former esteemed colleague, Juicy Boy, to record a video of him doing a Dusty Rhodes impression. So on the final edit, I'm going to splice it in right here.
Oh, hey, didn't see you there. Just kidding. I did. I've been informed through the grapevine that young Master Blade and young Master Kevin aren't really the best at doing their Dusty Rhodes impressions. And so I've been asked to pop on here, make a little cameo in my post podcast retirement life, and show y'all how to do a Dusty Rhodes impression. A lot of people think it's just the fucking lisp that you got to do, but it's not. It's the whole attitude. Like, hey, baby, if you make sure that your face seems kinda wired and weird up like you just kinda had a stroke but you're not really sure, that's the best way to do it. Move your mouth to the side like you got it full of toilet paper on one side, you know what I'm saying? That is how you start doing your Dusty Rhodes American Dream impersonation properly, baby.
Brilliant.
Yeah, so then you guys will end up seeing how Juicy Boy went, and if he shows us up, spoiler, he does.
Well, it's not. The level's quite low anyway, so it's
yeah, terrible. Okay, Kevin Sullivan, Scotty Riggs. Buff screws Scotty here again. This is kind of like the Nick Patrick screwing over Jim Powers. It's like it's every single time it happens now. Not that I have a problem with it. I'm just saying this kind of thing seems to happen a lot. Kev.
Yeah, pretty much the same sort of stuff, except at the end they kind of seem to just go, let's fucking come on, let's get it together a little bit more, and they kind of do that. So, but yeah, it ain't gonna last.
No, Blade. Anything here?
Yeah, I think I did feel a little bit more like this was a bit of a okay and question mark. Like, in that again, we're seeing this sort of repeat pattern behavior. And I'm just like, when is that payoff coming? Again, legitimately curious just to see how long this kind of plays out for.
Because I have to say this, if this happens like another 7 times or something, I'd be like, Jesus Christ, like surely in that time they would have got one thing right and maybe got a win.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and also Kevin Sullivan's inside cradle was shit. And I'm like, man, he's got to retire at this point. The business has passed him by at this point. Sorry. It's a bit rude of me, but whatever. Benoit interview with Gene. Woman is getting to feel Gene up again. Very lovely. Blade, anything here?
See, it comes, Jericho is getting felt up. Gene's getting felt up. We're seeing a bit of a repeat pattern here. I just had down. I find the cadence of Benoit's promos very weird. It is clear he is putting on a voice, and I'm like, dude, stop. Like he's just kind of like emphasizing that kind of gravelly, gruff. Like obviously he does have quite a naturally gruff accent, but I just feel like he's kind of playing it up, and I think it makes his promos slightly more stilted. Because I think he's focusing too much on trying to get like a good pitch and make it sound, like audibly good.
Yeah.
It's just a thing that I feel captures my ear like every time I listen to him talk.
Yeah. Fair enough, Kev.
No, it's just good to see Gene back and women flirting again. We've kind of missed that, so that was cool to see. Yeah, it's kind of standard little promo here from Benoit. Just it is what it is.
Did I don't remember the quote now properly, but I've written here. I'm guessing woman must have said this to him. I will be there, Gene. Will you?
Yes, she did.
And how did Gene respond? Because I've just got Is that how he responded? He's like There's always this thing, and like her boyfriend's right in front of her as well. Funny stuff. Okay, let's move forward. Okay. Jericho is talking about Nick Patrick. Kev.
Yeah, I didn't have a hell of a lot of notes here. It must have just been the same kind of
It's
stuff
just, there's a lot of
yeah,
repetition, isn't it?
cool. That's what I thought.
Blade.
Yeah, I also had down here that I thought the inflection of Jericho's voice in this promo was strange as well. And I think it's just wild to see him during these early days where he's Greene. I've probably said this before, but it's just like seeing him then and like where he is now, and obviously the legacy that he's kind of got. Like, yeah, it's just very, very funny. I guess the same vibes I feel with like Rey Mysterio, where it's like, damn, like just completely different product in these days. Yeah.
Gene on the hotline.
Yeah.
Again. Do you have anything for this? Because I didn't have anything.
No, it's just good to see him getting that cheese again, you know, like, because according to Meltzer, he wasn't going to get this hotline, and obviously, shock horror, Meltzer's wrong. So he's got his hotline back. He's making that extra bit of money. Good on him. He deserves it.
Kev calling money cheese is wild.
Yeah, that made me laugh. We finally got a fresh NWO announcement here on Saturday night. So it was the T-shirt advert for like fucking weeks and weeks and weeks. But now Hall and Nash are talking about the Triangle Tag Team match. Anything here, Kev?
Did it do the intro? This is paid by the NWO. It didn't do that. It just sort of went into this, right?
I can't remember.
Yeah. It was almost like a vignette to support the match for the pay-per-view. It's almost like something for that. He calls all of the whole four teams, calls them the Fat Boys. But I actually put mentioned in my notes. I said, yeah, these brought to you by the NWO vignette seem to have stopped. So that kind of what they were doing, and it seems to be replaced by this Saturday night NWO show where they're doing this segments now. So I'm not sure if do we ever get them ever again? No, I can't remember.
I think we do get some in the future.
I hope so.
Blade.
Sorry, I was reading down my notes and saw the stuff from NWO Saturday Night, and it just started laughing. I'm looking forward to getting to that. More content for the WCW racism compilation. Savages from the Islands and Poi Eaters. Like, it's just
What was that?
They call them the Faces of Fear, Savages from the Islands and Poi Eaters.
What's that? What's poi?
Poi is like a fruit, so it's like kind of almost like another like coconut type reference.
Right. Okay. No wonder I didn't pick up on it because I never heard of it before.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay. The fat stuff made me laugh, and I also laughed when Nash was like, "I only got the match pamphlet yesterday. I have no idea what's going on." They refer to themselves as the Black and White Express again. Does this stick around as a line, or is this just something that they've picked up on and it goes away?
I think they usually use it. Probably don't hear it as much once like the Wolfpack's there or whatever.
They do
because then they would call it the Red and Black Attack, don't they? I don't know.
No, I remember him using that phrase during the time later on when Holes with I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, with Hall and Nash later. I think about 90. I think later 98. Hall is using that term, the Black and White Express in 98 as well. So
very good. Couldn't get through an episode of Saturday Night without Jeff Jarrett doing an interview.
Oh my god,
Kev.
But I can't really remember who he was talking about, but I just put my notes. I said, for the love of God, it's Jeff Jarrett again with Gene. I said, finally a different promo from Jerry. He seems to have shifted towards the 60-man cage, not cage, the 3-ring World War 3 Battle Royal. Yeah, he seems to be shifting towards that. So there wasn't much of the same old shit, but there was a shitload of ho-ho-hos and ha-ha-has.
I counted 6 of the ho-hos. Blade, anything?
No, I'm going to be frankly honest. In the note that I wrote down, this is line for line. Man, I have started struggling to pay attention during these promos.
I'm sorry.
I'm just like, I think at this point with Jarrett, I had legitimately started to tune out. I was like, I don't give a shit.
Oh dear, fucking hell. All right, look, let's get to this part here. NWO Saturday Night. The Outsiders against Pez Whatley and Big Buck Bresner, right? So Pez Whatley was actually a wrestling legend. Like, you know, he's been known for years. He actually was somebody that was one of the trainers at the power plant. Big Buck Bresner, I actually found him. I found him on Facebook. And I messaged him. And he sent me some information.
Oh, sick.
Oh, hell yeah.
Finally, I found someone to ask about it.
Sasquatch, let's go.
He actually used to wrestle as Sasquatch, Big Buck Bresner as well, and the American Giant as well. So the info he gave me was he was a local talent at the time. And then I got a link to an interview or a little piece somebody did on him. Must have been like his local paper or something like that. So I got all these quotes here, and you guys are going to get to hear like the inside story of what happened with Big Buck Bresner.
Oh, this is great.
One afternoon, I got off work and heard that WCW was at the Bayfront Center in St. Petersburg, Florida. So I went to see if I could go hang out with the boys, but the security guard didn't know who I was and wouldn't let me inside. Are you a wrestler? He asked. I'm one of the independent wrestlers, Buck told him. Then one of the nasty boys looked up and said, yeah, let that big goof through. He's one of us. Scott Hall then came up to him and went, hey, yo, Bucky, come here. You got your gear with you? Would you like to work with us tonight? Pez Whatley's partner didn't make it. 15 minutes later, Paul Orndorff called Buck into his office. Bischoff and Scott Hall were now there too. Orndorff asked, are you in great shape? Yes, sir, Buck replied. Well, there are two forms you got to sign. One, to put you on national TV, and two, we got to pay you. So get your gear. You'll be on WCW Nitro. He obviously must have got that wrong. But anyway, Arn Anderson later advised him and stressed, whatever you do, pretend the cameras aren't there and that it's like a normal house show. He then said, I was married then and told my wife that I had a shot to work on TV with the NWO in an empty arena match. It was a great learning experience. The NWO Invitational Tag Team Tournament featured members of the NWO in empty arenas, cracking jokes and commentary, blah, blah, blah. Unfortunately, bringing Buck back never materialized. So I think they were actually planning to bring him to Nitro maybe, but then it didn't happen. He believes there were plans in the works, but the answers as to why weren't clear. He said Bischoff spoke briefly with him afterward, and Arn Anderson also commended him and said, you sold very well for the NWO. Great job. And there we have it. So,
wow.
There we go. Yeah. We got a little something. And
you're not going to get that kind of insight in any other podcast. Come on.
No,
those fine details. No way.
I found the story on Big Buck Bresner.
That's awesome.
And there is a possibility that maybe he might like do something with us in future on this channel.
Shout out to Big Buck Bresner then.
Yeah.
So anyway, right, the match itself. I'm throwing it to you, Blade.
I mean, the part that I was laughing at as I was reading down was just the match cards. Pistol Pez Whatley, the Doughboy lookalike winner and largest small man in wrestling. And then Big Buck Bresner, aka Sasquatch, has the biggest feet in pro wrestling and known as the thinnest big man of all time. They're just great. DiBiase is back announcing, and the tag titles are on the line here. Nash makes me laugh with everyone knows that there's no room for a pistol in pro wrestling. Mr. X gets involved and pins Whatley while Nash makes the count before grabbing his neck in pain. Meta as all fuck. They're really just hanging a lantern on the Nick Patrick thing there. Again, I love this. And having that story that you just shared from Big Buck Bresner is, yeah, that's awesome. I don't think I can provide a better story than the one that he gave.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's funny. Kevin Nash on commentary was really giving it to Big Buck, saying that he's sarcastically saying that the man was a model or is a model. And, like, clearly he's trying to say that he thinks he's ugly. Like, it's so mean. Kev, do you have anything else to add?
Was it Pistol Watley that had the on his little card that tells you his information about him? He has the key to the Chattanooga Choo Choo. What the hell is that all about?
I have no idea.
Oh, that was funny.
So confusing.
Nick Patrick got involved in this match. He did a couple of moves and stuff, didn't he? He started wrestling, and then he started doing the count for Nick Patrick, and then he pulled the neck gimmick during the match as well, which is I don't know what was going on. I love how, like, when Nash finally they win the match, Nash acts like he's been through a war, like he's like, oh, his neck, and he's like, oh, it was like a tough battle for him. So that's a nice little touch from Nash. They're pretty funny. But yeah, Nick Patrick started fighting in this match as well, which is out of the blue.
Chattanooga Choo Choo is a 1941 song that was recorded by there's a big swing tune written by Mac Gordon and the Glenn Miller Orchestra or something like that.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know what the reference is, but like, yeah. Like, why are they referencing a song from 1941? Who's going to get that reference?
Has
That's
the
so
key?
funny.
Has the key to the Chattanooga Choo Choo? It must be a train of some sort. He's got the key. I don't know. Where this stuff comes from, I would love to know.
Me too. I did find it funny that I think Nash called Big Buck Bresner Frank Zappa at one stage.
Wasn't it last week he was calling the guy? Was he calling him again? The guy sings shit, what's his name? Bob Seger.
Bob Seger.
Oh, Bob Seger. Yeah, Spud Smokey Greene, right?
Bob Seger. And then he calls up Frank Zappa. That's great.
I think Nash got a 5 count as well.
Yes.
Well, anyway, there we have it, guys. I do believe that was all from you two on nWBro Saturday Night. Nothing else at all?
Yeah.
No.
Very good. Well, okay, look, I'm going to try and speed through this bit here because it's what Dave Meltzer had to say.
That's right, it's time to find out what did Dave Meltzer say.
Well, you know what? I mean, I'd have to give that 5 stars.
Rumor has it that Mabel is going to be the third guy.
About these 2 weeks here in wrestling history. This is a long paragraph, but I might try and skim through it. Kurt Hennig is the latest wrestler who's expected to jump ship from WWF to WCW. He met with Eric Bischoff last week and reportedly agreed to a deal that will have him return as an active wrestler. When the WWF learned of this, they sent a threatening legal letter because they were under the impression that Hennig was planning to make a surprise appearance on this week's Nitro episode, and WWF says Hennig is still under contract to them. There's no word on how much longer Hennig's contract has, but as far as Dave knows, the plan isn't for Hennig to show up in WCW until February. Hennig was advertised for Livewire, didn't show up. Looks like WWF might have pulled him off TV. He's 38, collecting a disability insurance policy since he had a back injury from 91, blah, blah, blah. Hennig is reportedly in great financial shape, so he doesn't need the money. If he goes to WCW, he won't be able to use the Mr. name, the Mr. Perfect name, since WWF owns the name, whatever. But like, again, this whole thing, like, why would he try and show up on Nitro if he was still under, like, why are WWF threatening? It just sounds like, again, like, do you not quite understand how this works? Like, it's like with Six. Why would he be ready to go on television if he's still not actually released from his contract? A bit silly. Anything there, Blade?
No, yeah, it just doesn't sort of seem to logically make sense. And I guess the throwaway thought in my mind is kind of the situation that happened with Andrade going back to AEW recently off WWE. He showed up on one thing and was immediately pulled off TV. And surprising that even that happened, right? So it's just like, yeah, there's absolutely no way that these wrestlers / the organizations themselves would be stupid enough to take contracted wrestlers with other organizations and bring them in and then put them on TV or pay-per-view. Like, that's patently absurd.
Kev, anything?
I'm gonna go in the opposite this time around. I could see this being not 100% true, but pretty close to being true. Only because I know that it wasn't it Rick Rude when he did the jump when he appeared on that to that. That's when they stopped doing this because maybe Henning might be on some sort of like a handshake deal at this point in time, and his contracts run out. Because I've heard that happen a lot back then, where it's like, that's more of your word. So probably Henning may have seen the writing on the wall here, and he wanted to get the hell out of there, and he wasn't getting used. And I could see some truth in the story. I think it was, as I said, Rick Rude was that was the straw. It sort of broke the camel's back for that handshake deals, and everything had to be done, So I'm going to give Meltzer a pass here. I think there could be a bit of truth to this story.
Right.
Carl,
okay.
do you know if at this point in time, like, and this probably might be quite an obscure question, but like, so they have like the non-compete clauses now in most of the contracts. Was that something that existed like back at that point as well? Like,
no, I think when their contract was up, that was it. That's why.
Right.
That's why Nash was able to show up with Hall so quickly after.
Yeah.
Because,
Okay.
his contract, I think, was a week later.
Yeah.
That it was coming up. I think because of this kind of shit, that's when they're like, okay, like, yeah, we got the 3-month thing because we're sick of like people just it's like the big surprise of somebody showing up when they were just on TV the prior week or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's kind of the thing. But anyway, I'm sure that doesn't come into play. I've got a feeling the Rick Rude thing might have really pushed that into happening. But anyway, so Flair should be back in about 4 months apparently, and Jarrett's ankle injury wasn't as bad as expected, so because he's already back in the ring, blah blah blah. On Nitro, they keep hyping that the NWO will be doing some sort of angle at the upcoming Cable Ace Awards show. And Dave doesn't have any details or info. Thanks, Dave. We'll get some. We'll give them, the people out there, some insight. The Sting storyline. This is killing me. The Sting storyline is apparently going to continue for a while because they taped upcoming several episodes of the weekend TV shows, and Sting will still. Okay, get this, guys. Okay, this is. This tickles me so much, right? This just goes to show how much of a fucking nerd that Dave Meltzer is, right? Sting was still doing his silent, brooding Marcel Marceau gimmick. And those shows will be airing in late December. So Marcel Marceau is a famous mime actor, right?
Which I was going to say harkens back to what you were saying about the mime thing earlier.
Like, he does have the mime thing, but like, it's just funny to me that like, he's not cluing in like The Crow. He probably doesn't know anything about The Crow, the film, the cool new film that's out. It's a fucking mime actor that was born in 1923. Why would they? But anyway, Kev, what did you think of any of this?
I'm going to give Meltzer another pass here. Like he kind of does look like a little bit of a mime here, but you're right. He probably has no fucking idea about The Crow and the popularity of that. But the rest of him, you could. It's hard not to see The Crow at that point in time and look at him going, okay, we can see where the influence comes here.
He's got a trench coat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, does he at this point? It's more of like a jacket, isn't it? I don't know.
Remember.
Yeah, but yeah, his face paint does look a little mimey, but yeah, it's funny how he yeah.
Next up, Hogan appeared on Regis and Kathy Lee wearing an NWO shirt to promote Santa with Muscles. Hogan said he plays a bad guy on TV, but he's still the same good guy he's always been. As for Santa with Muscles, it's getting terrible reviews, and it died in its opening weekend and only made $120,000.
Wow.
Speaking of, on the WCW hotline, they claimed that the that the USA network threatened WWF to improve their Raw ratings, or they would bump the show to midnight. WWF says that never happened, and they've added this claim to the ongoing lawsuit against WCW. David says that until all the lawsuit stuff is settled, the WCW hotline guys should probably shut the fuck up. Someone writes in and says WWF's clearly the better product. Dave responds, he thinks the internet and newsletters that reveal the results ahead of time are killing Raw. Dave responds and doesn't buy it, saying that probably only 2 to 3% of Raw's viewers are internet newsletter readers, so he doesn't think that Raw is being spoiled that much for people. Plus, they run one live show every few weeks, and the ratings don't do any better on those either. By being part of the so-called hardcore community, we get the feeling that we're the average viewer, and we're not. Interesting. Blade, what do you think of that?
I think that's actually a credible explanation for at least that part of it. I do want to circle back to the point that was made before. I'm going to argue the other side of Kev's point, where I do believe that it is Meltzer not understanding pop culture, because it smacks very much of like when Glacier came in and he knew fuck all about Mortal Kombat. He just doesn't know shit about current things. And it's like, dude, like, go out into public. Maybe look at things that aren't wrestling. Make logical links, like, you fucking loser. And that's rich coming from me. I don't know. I don't think he quite makes those connections and sort of goes for like this intellectual highbrow sort of reference, like Marcel Marceau. Like, fuck off. I only knew that because I'm a nerd. So yeah, it's just rich, I think, coming from him a little bit.
That's funny. Anything there? Sorry, Kev.
Yeah, I hate to. This is like the third story in a row. I'm like, Meltzer's kind of right what he said. Like, I agree as well. Like, I don't think at that point in time there was most of the fans probably don't even know what a dirt sheet is. I don't think they would have. You know, there would be a small amount would be into that kind of stuff, but I think the large majority are college students too busy about getting laid on the weekend and drinking rather than reading a stupid newsletter. So I have to agree with him. Carl, I mean, you must have something that's going to make me angry about him. No,
maybe, I don't know.
All right, okay.
Maybe we'll see.
I'm looking forward. 3 in a row. I'm agreeing with Meltzer. What's wrong?
I've got a little bit left to go here still as well, but
okay.
Reportedly, there's a lot of heat between Kurt Hennig and Vince McMahon over Hennig's Lloyd's of London disability policy. Hennig was due to receive a lump sum payment from the policy of $300,000, but something happened which Hennig blamed McMahon for, and now Lloyd's is refusing to pay the money, which was pretty much going to be Hennig's permanent retirement. With that out the window, Hennig decided that he wanted to return to wrestling, so he was so bitter at McMahon that he contacted WCW. For what it's worth, Lloyd's of London has now stopped offering disability insurance to pro wrestlers because they have had to give out so many large payouts on it. Rick Rude, Ted DiBiase, Nikita Koloff, and others all collected huge payments and never wrestled again, while Hennig and Road Warrior Animal also attempted to do the same. Here we go. Eric Bischoff turned heel and joined the NWO this week. The idea has been rumored for a while. Had it? The plan is to make the first hour. Oh, fuck. The plan is to make the first hour of Nitro the NWO show, while the second hour will be the WCW show. Now we're in charge. As Dave puts it, so they wanted to put the NWO head to head with Raw, and Eric Bischoff wants to be on the air at the same time as Vince McMahon. It's that simple, and there's nothing more to it than that. Fuck you. During the angle, fans threw trash in the ring, and the police rushed out to try to stop it, but they did nothing to stop the NWO beating up Roddy Piper. They didn't beat him up. No. So it looked silly. They just restrained him. Piper looked bad and old.
What?
And called Bischoff.
Okay.
Apparently, Piper called Bischoff a piece of shit on live TV at one point. Bischoff's heel turn obviously doesn't make any sense considering the Outsiders powerbombed him off the stage a few months ago when this whole angle started. But that's WCW for you. Kev?
Okay. Now I'm not. Now shit's starting to.
Now you're getting hot.
Okay, so let's start with the Lloyds of London. With Henning, with McMahon. I do see that. There must have been a bit of tension there for him to leave. I think the name Lloyds of London would be sounds like a band. Like you listen to the new Lloyds of London album. It's really good. What did you say this said? I've lost my train of thought.
Like Hennig had 300,000 coming this way, but Nick Mann must have fucked him.
So so he says this Bischoff turn doesn't make any sense. There's been a few breadcrumbs for this for a while. I mentioned about him going to the hotel, and then he didn't one pay-per-view just didn't turn up. Remember, he wasn't there, and they didn't know where he was, and there's a few little bits and pieces here. So
here's the thing, right? This is what's annoying to me because it's like, Dave, just think, bro. Think. When did things start happening where there was a little bit of a breadcrumb here? The Turner bag in the limo, Bischoff of the hotel. When did all of this stuff kind of start happening? After he got powerbombed off the stage. He's saying it doesn't make sense. Yes, because Bischoff probably copped the powerbomb, was like, okay, I think maybe I need to rethink my whole situation here because his life's in danger at this point. He's been powerbombed off the stage. That's why what I wanted to call out. Blade, anything?
I'm very glad that you made that point because I'm like, that was sort of what I was circling on as well. As like, Dave, use your fucking imagination. We don't need the best stories are the ones that we can actually interact with and then sort of enhance the narrative with our own imagination. I don't fucking need it all laid out in front of me. That's quite boring and very static storytelling. Imagine getting powerbombed off the stage by these two fucking gigantic wrestlers as a management guy and then being like, fuck, these guys are terrifying and maybe if I can't beat them, I'll join them.
Exactly.
Tale as old as time. Like, just use your fucking imagination and a bit of logical progression through storytelling. As someone who's been like a lifelong wrestling fan, like, fuck me, you don't seem to be able to process it very well.
It's so true, man. Like, some things he just doesn't seem to get it. Like, I just don't understand how the NWO guys are going to have their own pay-per-view. Like, fuck, bro. Like, they're going to wrestle WCW guys. Stop going. The fact he keeps bringing that up as well, it's like you still haven't figured it out after all these months.
Yeah.
How's an NWO show going to work out?
Roddy Piper, he says he looks old. Get fucked.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
Bro. Piper's like, his hair.
Bullshit. He looks cool.
Yeah, I think he looks cool.
Still got it. Like the way he is. Fuck off.
Okay, good. He's pissed you off a little bit here.
Yeah, he pissed me off for that comment.
A little tidbit here. ECW November to Remember just happened, and the BWO did their first NWO parody. So I was surprised again that it happened so early, but I guess the NWO is pretty big at the time. Here's a sad story. At a show in Mexico, a fan pulled out a gun and shot two local preliminary wrestlers, Latin Boy and his brother Furia Latina. Latin Boy survived, but Furia was killed.
That's horrible.
And that's all the info on it. And the guy who did the recap of this Observer couldn't find anything on Google.
Wow.
Anyway, Ultimo Dragon showed up on Nitro. He won the J Cup tournament, so he has all 8 championships there. But he one of the belts is actually the WWF Light Heavyweight Championship. And the history of that belt is quite convoluted, apparently. But Dragon is now he can only show up with 7 on the belts because the WWF won't allow that belt to show up on Nitro. No shit, Sherlock. And the last bit, Roddy Piper's contract calls for him to work about 4 to 5 matches per year and make around 15 other TV appearances. The main focus of the contract is that Turner will be developing a TV show starring Piper as some sort of cop or bounty hunter. And this doesn't appear to have ever happened. Piper reportedly called Vince McMahon recently to somewhat apologize for going to WCW without telling Vince, because they had a good relationship, but said he swore to keep the signing a secret and didn't want it to leak out if he knew if he told Vince he was going to WCW, it definitely would have gotten out. How is he getting this information about a personal conversation with Roddy Piper and Vince McMahon? Was it from the key grip again at one of Piper's film sets? I don't understand. Blade, do you have anything to say here?
Oh man,
How does he know?
Yeah, I mean it does raise the question, because obviously there's sort of been this long storied lineage now of people who firmly believe that there are a number of wrestlers who have been in the company of Uncle Dave, but on that level, absolutely not. Like, there is no way. The people that you would think would be involved at that level, especially when it comes to Vince, I just don't think, knowing the people that he surrounded himself with, I can't see any of those people running to the dirt sheets.
Yeah.
I just can't, unless you've got people from the office doing it. But it seems like quite a stretch to me.
Yes, I think so too. Kev, do you have anything to say?
Yeah, I think this story is complete bullshit, and I'll tell you why. I know that Roddy Piper is probably a very smart businessman. What he wouldn't tell Vince McMahon, or at least make it known that this is a contract here for WCW, so he can get the most money possible. Why would he not? Would he just take this deal for WCW and not explore that it might be a possible option with Vince that's more money? You know what I mean? He's not. I don't buy that for a second. I think there would have been some sort of,
I didn't buy it either, dude.
No, I don't buy that at all. I think Roddy Piper would have been trying to get the best deal possible, the most amount of money for his age as well. He's getting onto the later years in his career, which is crazy to think now, because 38 really is not that old.
That's the same age as I am now.
But back then it was viewed as they're getting on, but now you see guys only 50, 55 for his wrestling, no problem. So yeah, I think
hang on. How old is Piper at this point?
He's 38.
No, come on.
That's crazy.
Hang on. No, I got to double check this, because it just doesn't seem right. Hang on. If they're saying 38's old.
Maybe he was 38 in that clip. I don't know. I can't remember.
Oh, right. How old was he in 1996? He was 42.
Yeah.
That's still fucking young.
Yep.
Yeah.
How old are you, Kev?
42.
Fucking. He looked old. Fuck you.
Yeah.
You're an asshole. He's a 42-year-old man. 2 years prior, he had his 40th. Fuck off.
And you're his age, and I'm 37. Carl, you and I are not that far away.
No, so he looked old. Piss off. That's very offensive to me. Oh my god, that's very funny.
Has Meltzer looked at his head? Jesus.
Yeah, one of the rudest heads in the room.
Well, that's why he's got a face for newslettering.
Got a head like a bloated arsehole.
Fucking hell. All right, boys. Well, there we go. We have come to the end here of this episode. Bischoff's Deal with the Devil here, episode 20 of the nWBro's podcast. Blade, any final words here to people out there before we sail off into the sunset?
No, just thank you guys for another great episode. I had a lot of fun this evening doing this, as I feel I always do. Actually, I will give a quick shout out. I've noticed that there's been a bit of a revamp happening on the Discord, which is pretty cool. Something I know that you've been spearheading along with NTK. So a lot of change is happening.
You know what's so funny?
What?
He and I talked about this.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware that he'd done anything until you mentioned it right now. Holy shit, I didn't realize. I just looked then. Like, wow, cool.
Yeah, no.
What's going on?
A full revamp of our Discord.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what I'm doing with that kind of shit, man.
I gotta pop in there.
The Discord is dead. Like, no one talks in there ever. Maybe Corey Quinn likes something that I post, but like nothing ever. So I asked him for help, and thank you very much. His name's Kurt. Thanks, Kurt.
Oh, well,
thank you,
so
Kurt.
cool.
Yeah,
Legend.
Good dude. Cool. Well, thanks for that info, Blade. Very nice. Big Kev, final thoughts, anything? Where can I find you?
Alrighty. Yeah, you can catch me on all social media platforms, Kevin Curran Music, except X, which is Hail Mary Kev. My band is Hail Mary, and Hail Mary Band on everything except Facebook. It's Hail Mary Band page. Just been recording some new music at the moment, so we'll have a new song coming out pretty shortly. It's pretty cool. I'll send it to you guys to see what you think as well. That's about it for me, I think. Another enjoyable episode, boys, in the can.
Yep, thank you, Kev. All 42 years of you old bastard. Grandpa, huh? Are we up past your bedtime, Grandpa?
Yeah.
Stupid. This is unbelievable. I'm still hot about it. Okay, boys. Well, thank you, Big Kev. Thank you, Blade. And thank all of you out there for joining us here for the nWBro's podcast here for episode 20. Actually, I just realized I've got to show off my thing. Usually every week I show off a thing.
Your thing?
Not that thing.
Oh, wow.
Not that thing.
We're gonna get banned from YouTube for that.
It's just it's the official Kevin Nash.
Oh, okay.
Come on, don't blur. I can't. Don't blur. NWO for life. Look at that.
Nice.
The official micro machine, whatever the fuck. Anyway, nice. Like, who cares? No one cares.
Oh, bro, that's sick.
Oh, dude,
that micro machine is dope, bro.
Sick, man. That's fucking wicked, bro. Where'd you get that, man? No one cares.
From now on, when you show us something, Carl, me and Blade's just going to completely mark out like over the top. Oh,
that would pop me.
Yes.
Oh God, I hate
this is awesome.
I'm going to try and find the most boring thing to show you next week as well, then, or next time.
You know what? You know what's funny about that as well is I think that actually the Kevin Nash car is kind of shit because shouldn't it be like the NASCAR? The NWO NASCAR micro machine.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Wouldn't that made sense?
Yeah, I know that they do have them. I was trying to find the official. What's his name again? Kyle Petty. I know he said Tom Petty, which is now the second time Tom Petty's name's been said tonight. I tried to find the car with the official like NWO car. That he drove, and it's like fucking $100 and something to buy it on eBay, and I'm like, piss off.
I got another question. How much is that Kevin Nash micro machine? How much tails that gotten you?
That would do this.
Come and check out my micro machine.
That would have the adverse effect. Actually, you know what? I didn't even buy it. My friend Mike gave it to me some time ago.
Don't talk about Carl's penis like that, micro machine.
I was going to make the reference, damn it.
So lame. Oh my God. Okay. Well, there we have it, guys. Thank you very much. And again, thank all of you guys for joining us here for the nWBro's podcast, episode 20, Bischoff's Deal with the Devil, California Big Kev Blade. And we will see you down the road. Thank you.